Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're back at the Nürburgring for round 2 of the Cmsc ACC race. This is race 1. That was Dinesh Patirana, who we just saw having a bit of a moment there. I'm not too sure whether the other competitor was too happy about that little incident, but nevertheless, we will try our level best to give everybody an equal chance here. Once again, we thank all our competitors for braving the evening, as Dinesh Patirana seems to have stopped on the circuit. In race control is Sam Hinkender, who's the race director, and our chief steward is Tiago Pereira for tonight. And the session has just ended. Qualifying has just ended. Fawzul Salim is on pole, followed by Andrew Sean, and Joshua is in 3rd place. Angelo Senratna in 4th, Saviratnayaka in 5th, N. Yeshan in 6th, Kurio in 7th, S. Amarasinghe in 8th, R. Pereira in 9th, T. Eranga in 10th, Dinesh Patirana in 11th, and N. Harshana in 12th. So that's the grid as we wait for the start to take place.
In 1 minute.
We have a minute and a bit for these races start, as the cars will be going down into the first turn, which is quite a sharp one. ACC being slightly the new game that the CMSC has ventured on, and as we have the cars go, they will go into the first right-hander, which is a very tight, I would presume, first gear right-hander at Yokohama. And turn 2, we will ride on board with some of the cars into the Mercedes short straight after the Yokohama. Then you get the sweeper, which is the left-hander, which is turn 3. Turn 4 is a sharp right-hander again to a slightly longer straight. And these cars all GTs. Fawzul taking the McLaren as his car of choice. As the starter says 30 seconds, the car's doing a bit of a hop. As you see, the gears being engaged. These cars all GT3s. I'm sure the nerves are pretty strong at this point of time. 10 seconds, 9, 8, and will be lights off for race 1. We wish all the competitors all the very best as the cars take off in just about. The starter is taking an artfully long time.
No, this is the formation.
There's a warm-up lap where the cars will be given a chance to burn some rubber on their own, and gives everybody a chance to understand exactly the touch and the feel of the car as they go into the Yokohama right-hander, the short straight into the long sweeping left-hander. As we follow the cars, we follow Fawzul as he goes into Mercedes. Turn 3 coming up just about now. Fawzul taking a slightly wider line to test his brakes, I presume. Get some temperature into the tires as we go into turn 4. Long straight there with a slight kink to the right. Fawzul now slowing down to bunch the pack, I presume. It's a nice sunny day at the moment. It was wet during qualifying, and the sweeping 180-degree right into the left into a right, and now you go all the way uphill into a virtual 360. Very difficult to keep the balance around this corner because you got to know exactly where to throttle and where to brake. You brake very hard into this corner and then you feather the throttle until the car does straighten itself out, and then you start going all the way up the hill again, passing the Michael Schumacher S there. Just about, that's the Michael Schumacher S that Fawzul is just passing. And then we get up to the sharp turn 10, which is a left-hander. There's no real name for that corner, so we'll call it turn 10 up to now. Fawzul getting some temperature into his tires, slowing down again.
Driving all the way from Bangalore in India.
And Sam tells me that Fawzul is driving all the way from Bangalore in India. The beauty of a race at home mechanism where people can race from any part of the world, and Fawzul being the ideal candidate for that. Just going off track there, I think a momentary lapse of concentration there, as the slight right-hander, which is the Advan corner, and we'll come into the NGK chicane. I think right about now perfectly lining up the cars, Fawzul not wanting to have too much of a lead here. Sam, is this a mass start or is this a standing start? How does it normally happen? It's my first time.
We ran, it's a rolling start.
It's a rolling start.
So I believe this also is going to be a rolling start.
So interestingly, we have 12 cars on the grid, everybody jockeying at the moment, and Fawzul managing to keep that gap there. And they all are in formation now, and as they come in, they have to keep a certain pace, and lights off, and away we go. We're racing at the Nürburgring. All the cars now 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way very close, but Fawzul seems to have got the legs, and there is car number 1 car. It just managed to creep in there. That is Joshua trying to get the better of Andrew Shawn. Andrew Shawn didn't have the traction out of the corner. He was a little hesitant to get on the throttle, and we'll go down to car number 3 and 4, which is Joshua and Angelo going a little wide, and Savi Ratnayaka managing to catch up. That's not ideal for Angelo, and Fawzul seems to be running off with this one a little bit for the moment. It's a long 40-minute race with 1 pit stop, and everybody is here with a very keen eye to see what exactly is going along. And there you see Joshua has dropped quite a bit. Sam, what happened? I didn't really see what happened to him, and he's back in 3rd place. Is there something that I didn't see?
No, it will bring you back.
Okay. As you get all the cars there, they're still bunched up there. Fawzul has got a little bit of fresh air between himself and Andrew Shawn. Andrew Shawn is now 7/10 away from Fawzul, and Fawzul really knackering it down that straight into the first of the coming into that last corner there, and then snaking it a little bit into the start finish straight. As we complete the first lap, Fawzul leads from start all the way. Great drive, 1.1 second advantage there to him from Andrew Shawn, and Joshua now managing to get within 1.4 seconds of Andrew Shawn. So there you see it. We're looking at the top driver there, Fawzul Alim, as Harshana and Dinesh Patiran have already gone into the pits. They want to complete their pit stop early, I presume. Not exactly sure what the strategy is, but the McLaren of Fawzul is certainly pulling away. He's 1.1 seconds as you see the pit stops happening there. Not really sure why one would take a pit stop so early, but everybody has a different strategy here. They've done and dusted their pit stops. It's just a matter of now getting out there. I'm not sure if they do any refueling in this one.
They do, I believe they do.
Simon and I are slightly new to ACC, and we are trying to figure out how exactly the game operates. Nevertheless, we're back with Fawzul, and there seems to be a battle brewing in the middle, Sam. There's two cars there. That's the one. Let's watch that. That's Savi Ratnayaka, I take it.
Yeah.
Savi Ratnayaka is now on the tail of Joshua. It's nice to see some dog fighting happening here. Not too sure what happened to Angelo Senratne. He's fallen down a wee bit. Angelo coming very deep on the brakes there, extremely deep, and that compensated, and that really compromised his exit from the corner. I saw him diving down. You can't really late brake. You got to brake a little early and get on the power quite fast. As they say, the 1 minute rule there, or the 1 second rule as one would call it. You got to be either flat on the throttle or flat on the brake. I think that was compromised, but in the process of this, what has happened is that Savi Ratnayaka is being held up a little bit by Joshua, but that's okay. Savi trying to find that little bit of sunlight between himself and Angelo, and also not wanting to get too caught up in the whole process and not get rattled by Angelo following him as well. Angelo getting extremely close there. You couldn't put much of a $5 note between those two cars at that point of time, but there you see the three cars in tandem, now each one waiting to see when the other is going to make a mistake. This is not as easy as it looks, ladies and gentlemen. This is race at home, Assetto Corsa at its max, and ACC drivers around the world, this is what they go through. It's a pretty much very realistic, as Angelo takes a very tight line there as Savi gets a little ragged out of that corner, and that gives Joshua a little bit of breathing space there. The car's pretty much fighting tooth and nail around these corners. There's a downhill there into the start finish straight as the last right-hander comes along. Beautiful to see, very neat driving by these guys. Nevertheless, the gap between Fawzul and Andrew Sean is a 2.8 seconds. So the gap slowly inching away as Savi really needs to get cracking with this if he is going to have a fighting chance with the top three drivers or top two drivers. So there you see, out of the corner, Joshua seems to have the legs on Savi. But Savi ideally should, beautiful blocking move by Andrew. That was not going to help Savi or Angelo. You can't get on the curbs that hard and expect to put the power down. That really doesn't work in an ideal world. Neither will it work in an e-sport world. And all credit to Joshua. He did a perfect block there on Savi. Due credit to Joshua for having placed his car in the perfect spot. That McLaren of Joshua, I presume, is the widest car ever built by McLaren. I think we've got a black marker. We've got a back marker in the pack here. This can't be Andrew Sean. Yes, it is Andrew Sean. What on earth has happened to him? He's completely off pace. Or no, it's not Andrew Sean. It's a back marker who's one lap down. That's Dinesh Patirana. He's trying very hard here. Dinesh Patirana, a lot of experience in go-karting. We watched him drive in many a race at Bandaragama, and now tries his hand at this. An endurance driver in karting, and there you see Joshua perfectly keeping that car, and that again Savi goes off as something radically wrong there as Angelo gets the better of Savi into that corner, and Savi went off there. Angelo now takes the fight to Joshua. Fawzul Alim, again we see him 3.6 seconds gap between himself and 3.6 seconds between himself and Andrew Shawn. Joshua is now still in second place, Angelo Senratne in third, and Savi Ratnayaka in fifth. Yashan in sixth, Eranga in seventh, Curio in. Savi does a dive down the inside. That is not an ideal move. His frustration got the better of him, I presume, and that doesn't really count for it, but that, with due credit to Savi, Angelo did keep the door open a little bit too wide there, and Savi trying to claw back the time that he lost, the place he lost, and take the fight back to Joshua. We ride down the grid again a little bit to see if there are any other battles brewing, but I'm not too sure. But let's see if there are any others. Everybody seems to be nicely spaced out here, and that's Amarasinghe in his McLaren again. Everybody seems to be choosing the McLaren here.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 McLaren.
6 McLarens in total taking part in this. Unfortunately, McLaren didn't have the best of days in Las Vegas this evening when both McLarens didn't come into Q2. Had a disaster of qualifying in Formula 1. Nevertheless, they're doing very, very well in the Cmsc Race at Home ACC race, round 2, race 1. And we ride on board with Andrew Shawn. We were on board with Fawzul Alim. He's gone away into the sunset with 3.5 second lead over there, as we ride again with Angelo Senratne has managed to get past Savi Ratnayaka again. There's something radically wrong here, but Angelo is a very, very clean driver. We've seen many a time when he drives Gran Turismo, a gentleman driver here. And we've also seen him on track racing the go-karts at Bandaragama. He's also an 8-hour endurance go-karter with tons of experience. And as he takes the fight to Andrew Shawn in third place. I'm wondering what happened to Joshua there. Joshua was in second. And there's a car taking an absolute shortcut there. Not too sure what exactly that was all about.
It will automatically get its penalty.
It gets a penalty. Okay, fine. So there you have it. Race director Sam Hinkendo tells me that the penalties will be in place for anyone who takes a shortcut. That was an extremely expensive lawnmower there, as Savi Ratnayaka is now being caught by Joshua. We see that battle brewing as well. There you have it. That's the battle for fourth place. Savi Ratnayaka trying his level best, is going all over the place, and that exit there, very, very ragged, didn't really keep it nice and neat. And Joshua sitting in the back is just being extremely patient and rattling Savi to make a mistake here. So Fawzul Alim 5 laps down in the 40 minutes race, when we have Andrew Shawn, who's 3.8 seconds behind Fawzul Alim. This race is 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
I'm not too sure exactly how many minutes have gone. Unlike in Gran Turismo, there is no countdown here, but we presume that it's a race of approximately 20 laps. 20 laps. So there you see it. The fight between Angelo Senratne and Andrew Shawn. Bad exit from Angelo, compromised his exit speed. He had to brush off a little bit of speed because the car managed to kick in a little too hard. I think the balance of the car is also very questionable. I could see the car trying to pivot itself. The rotation of the car was not ideal around that corner, which gave Andrew Shawn a little bit of a breather, and he lives to fight another day. So Savi Ratnayaka, again having got quite a gap from Joshua, he's all by himself. The gap is now, I can't really read the gap because it says 0.6 off, but there's something a little bit of a miss, but let's see how it works. And in the process there, Andrew Shawn seems to have pulled away. That's Angelo in third place, and that is Savi Ratnayaka who's right behind him. My apologies, I made the mistake there. I was looking at the wrong battle. Yet again, Fawzul Alim 7 laps down, Andrew Shawn also 7 laps down, but 4.2 seconds adrift from Angelo Senratne, who's in third place. Angelo giving it all he has, and Savi Ratnayaka pushing it as much as he possibly can. Brilliant driving from these guys. It's nice to see battles brewing up and down the order. And as we see, Curio has already gone to the pits for his first mandatory pit stop. So the only two cars who finished their pit stops are Harshana and Dinesh Patirana. Fawzul Alim again 7 laps into the race and leads the pack by 4.1 seconds to Andrew Shawn. It's interesting to see how Andrew Shawn manages to do what he does best, driving a Ferrari. And these two cars having a right royal battle across, up and down the grid. As Curio comes out of the pits, and the battle still in place between these two guys. I think they're the closest to, which is why our production team is keeping the camera panned on Angelo and Savi. Savi really trying hard. Fanatec podium all around there. There's the Mercedes corner there as they go around that light sweeping corner. Savi really not having the legs on this one, and the boy, I think, is trying very hard. Sometimes when you do try too hard, these things don't work as well. And in the corner there you can see Andrew Shawn, who's a good 5 seconds or almost 6 seconds ahead of Angelo Senratne. Brilliant drive by these guys. We're 8 laps into the race. We're almost a little bit into half, a little bit under half distance now. And Fawzul Alim in a total, how would I say, a league of his own in this particular race. He's managed to keep the car very steady and get the timings required. This circuit is an extremely long circuit, and it does take quite a bit of time for a pit stop as well. The original circuit being extremely long, the GP circuit is much shorter. "15 turns in total, 5.15 kilometers in length, and incidentally the lap record on this circuit is 1 minute 28, 139 by Max Verstappen in a Red Bull way back in 2020. We see Savi Ratnayaka has decided to go into the pits and finish off his pit stop, and that gives Angelo Senratna, I think, a chance to have a bit of sunlight between himself in the car in front and the car behind, and also it also takes the pressure off him as well. Thanks. Fawzul Alim still in the lead. He seems to have dropped his pace a little bit. It's 3.5 seconds to Andrew Sean, and Angelo is 5.6 seconds away from Andrew Sean. Savi is still in the pits as Joshua is now he's been elevated to 4th. So there you see, we are riding on board now with Fawzul, and as Fawzul does a brilliant drive there, very, very articulate. It goes round the bends very, very nicely. Extremely, extremely beautiful to watch him drive as Fawzul now goes into the pits. And you can see him there, snaking his way slowly inside the pit. This is a long pit lane. We've got another car in the pits, and that's Andrew Sean as well as Joshua, Curio. They're all in the pits. Curio is doing his second pit stop. I wonder why he's doing that. He's already done a pit stop and finished. He's doing another one. Everybody has a different mechanism of figuring it out, and as Fawzul still leads this, leads this race, although he's in the pits. It shows us that he's in the lead. Angelo Senratna is in second place, Andrew Sean in third. Angelo is actually in second by default due to the fact that he hasn't pitted in as yet. So the cars with the orange lines on the side of it are the ones that have not pitted as yet. So it's only a matter of time before Angelo has to come in and do his pit stop. So there you have Alim, Fawzul still leading the pack as he has done right through this race, purely by the virtue of being in the pits that he's come third. But when the top two cars do go into the pits, he'll be back in the top seat again. So there you see Fawzul Alim, and that's Curio, that's Pereira there, who's also in the pits. Dinesh Patirana in the pits again, and Angelo Senratna now decides to come in. His timing is ideal. There you see Angelo slowly coming in, as you see Eranga also now coming in. That's Pereira there, being caught very fast by a car which went off just now. Wonder what exactly that was. Amarasinghe dived down on the wrong side of the circuit, went way too wide, and that's Dinesh Patirana there. Angelo Senratna still in the pits, Eranga still in the pits. That's Andrew Sean there. The whole grid has spread out very, very, very much. I don't really see very many battles taking place in this. Everybody is trying to do their darnest to come in to wherever they are. Angelo still leads this race for some reason. Not really sure how that turned out to be, but Angelo has managed to keep the place. I'm not sure exactly whether my information is right, but the timesheets show that Angelo has done 11 laps and is in front. Was there some kind of...
Drive-through penalty.
So Eranga's got a drive-through penalty. Aleem is back, Fawzul is back in the lead, and Andrew Sean is now again back to status quo, as I predicted earlier. Fawzul is 3.7 seconds ahead.
Yeah.
We're back a little bit with the ACC race round 2, race 1, and in the lead we've got Fawzul Alim, Andrew Shawn in second, Angelo Senratna in third. In fourth we've got Harshana. In fifth we've got Savi Ratnayaka. In sixth we've got Yashan. In seventh we've got Joshua. In eighth we've got Eranga. We've got Amarasinghe in ninth. In 10th we have Pereira, and in 11th we've got Dinesh Patirana, and in 12th we've got Kurios. Sam, it would be nice if we had these gentlemen's first names.
You can see it with the car on that side.
On the side. My apologies. I shall read that in future. It's a learning curve for me as well.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Can we scroll the cars a little bit if you don't mind? So that I can call everybody by their name. As Andrew Shawn from Singha Motorsport, Angelo Senratna from RHC Racing, Nuan Harshana, that's his name, from Team WRT. I presume they are the entrance. That's number 5, Savi Ratnayaka. Nirosh Yashan in Apex V1 Racing. Navira Joshua in Kitty Racing, that's a nice name. Dinesh Patirana in McLaren Racing. Tehan Eranga in Sim Racing Lanka. Shan Amarasinghe in Sky Tempesta Racing. Fawzul Alim for Sim Racing Lanka. And Ronit Pereira in RP Racing, I take it, Ronit Pereira Racing. And Andrew Shawn again for Singha Motorsport. So there you have it, everybody's team names are there, and proud to be a part of the whole CMSC championship. The battles are brewing. I can see 2 cars on the track very close. Our production team will be trying to get through to those 2 cars which are close. It will be nice to see a battle brewing. There you see, that is car number 5 of Savi Ratnayaka, and he is just diving down the inside. I'm not sure whether he's passing a black marker or
I think
I think he was passing a black marker there, but Harshan is not too far away from him.
No.
Very nice racing, extremely clean racing. We'll ride back on board with Andrew Shawn to see exactly where he is. Andrew Shawn at the moment, quite a lonely battle there. There are 2 cars ahead of Andrew Shawn. I wonder who those are, Suranga and Fawzul. Shan Amarasinghe is and Fawzul. Fawzul I think is lapping Shan there. And on his way, Fawzul is about 3.7 seconds away from Fawzul. I can't read the timings perfectly because it shows a black marker in between and he shows 2.5, and that can't really be, but anyways, he's a lap down from what I would say he is. Fawzul Alim completing not quite sure how many laps we've done so far. Should be around Sam, any idea how many laps we've done? Something went radically wrong with Andrew Sean. Sean now having dropped behind Angelo Senratne. That's a beautiful in-car view of Fawzul racing all the way from Bangalore in India, all the way down, nicely getting the RPM up, brakes there, drops a gear, drops another gear, runs a little wide but gets the apex on the inside, drifts it wide there again, uphill here into the left-hander, very nicely done, keeps the car off, very nice feathering of the throttle there, beautifully on the curves, not too much to unsettle the car, gets it nice, brakes hard at the 100-meter board, rotates that car nicely round the bend, gets it a little wide, but that's okay. He's got enough time in his bag to do what he has to do. You can see the center of the car. This is the center seat car in the McLaren, and the driver sits like a Formula dead in the middle, and there you see him nicely curbing it flat out through there, braking at the just past the 50-meter board. That's a little late, but he gets it right. He knows what he's doing. And there you see him going into that last corner, very, very tough corner here. You need to feather the throttle and plant it at the right time. There you were on board with Fawzul Alim as he completes another lap. Again, I'm not too sure how many laps we've done, but nevertheless, we have 4 minutes and a bit to complete this race. So, in first place is Fawzul Alim. In second place is Angelo Senratne. Sam, how on earth did that happen?
I have no idea.
Where did we miss this? Can we go down one more place to see? Because there seems to be a battle between between Andrew Sean and not Savi. It's Savi. Yes, it is Savi.
Savi, yeah.
Savi. But Savi is how far behind Andrew Sean? It shows 10.5 seconds. Cockroach. Came from there. So there you see Savi Ratnayaka in fourth place, chasing Andrew Sean, but Andrew Sean seems to be quite far ahead. Sam, let's get back to Angelo Senratne if you don't mind. I want to see if there's a battle in the offing. There's no battle in the offing there either. These cars now all in a settled environment. Angelo Senratne now in second place. But come at the time, come at the man. There's your leader, Fawzul Alim of Sim Racing Lanka. Brilliant drive by the young lad. We had a chat with him yesterday on the phone regarding his future in motorsport, and he's a very nice boy. He gave us some very good insights into how to whom to develop in the next phase, and very open to helping other people race as well. So Fawzul, great drive by yourself. And in second place we have Angelo Senratne. And in third place, we've got Andrew Sean. Angelo now about 2.5 seconds away from Andrew Sean. We ride on board again with Andrew Sean there. Beautiful car. I like the colors. It takes a lot to make a car like that. Nicely done. The Ferrari looking beautiful there. All the mandatory livery on the car, I presume. Can't see very much on it, but anyways, Andrew Sean there. And there's Savi Ratnayaka. He's being chased by a back marker who's trying to unlap himself, I presume.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, great driving by all these guys. Limited number of incidents on circuit. Nothing much for the stewards to actually look into. But I would have expected and preferred there to be some battles in the process. I'll be right back on board with Fawzul and see whereabout he is. We ride on board with the last 30 seconds. I think this will be the last lap that Fawzul will be doing. We ride on board with the young boy, where we see him take that corner for the last time. The left-hander into the short Mercedes AMG straight. Into the next left-hander again. Very, very, very gentle on the throttle there. As the car tends to get very light in one direction, then light in the other direction, and then over the crest and downhill into the left-hander, which is flat out again. I would take it, and down the curve, which is pretty much again feathering the throttle up the hill again now, where they will go into the 360 degree turn, a full spoon as one would call it. If you were racing in Japan, that would be the spoon curve. We go uphill again into the Michael Schumacher S's. Nice long straight there with the ACC on the gantry there, the left-hander. Into the right-hander there again, coming up. Fawzul beautifully keeping this car led from start to finish. Fawzul Alim of Sim Racing Lanka. Brilliant drive, boy. He did it right from get-go. When lights went off, he was there. And now is just about to take the left-hander, the chicane there. One wheel on, one wheel off. Beautifully appointed there. He's got it in the bag. Fawzul Alim wins this race from Angelo Senratne with a 14.1 second lead as he snakes on the start-finish line. As race 1 ends incident-free, if anybody does have any kind of incidents, they can send their incident within 30 minutes to the race control, and the stewards here, as he does a donut there, a celebratory donut, as Angelo Senratne comes in second, Andrew Sean comes in third. Whoa, that was close. Oops, gives him a bit of a love tap there. And in third place is Andrew Sean. In fourth place is Savi Ratnayaka. In fifth place is Harshana. In sixth place is we'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. So Fawzul Alim wins this race. 14 seconds adrift from Angelo Senratne. There you see it on the screen. Andrew Sean is in third, Savi Ratnayaka is in fourth, Harshana is in fifth, Joshua in sixth, Nirosh Yashan in seventh, Eranga in eighth, Shan Amarasinghe in 9th, Rowan Pereira in 10th, Dinesh Patirana in 11th, and Sikurio in 12th. We'll be back with you in about 20 minutes.
It's 25. About 2 minutes.
For there's a second qualifying for race 2. Green light, go, go, go. check out.
Hello. Yep. No, I went out from there. I'm on the broadcast screen. Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
You're sure you have nothing to update now? You type submit or you say submit? This is the first one, right? You're sure you came up inside and met you? That was a very late lunch on you. Yeah, we dress it. Drive, by the way. That is a good drive.
all meeting at the school. They're doing the school. When? The 20th. In Frankfurt.
His exams are good.
Yeah, they have a reunion after 21st and Hungary.
That's it.
You want to check the school and I go no, business or first class. The normal should I think. It's the head of everything. Yeah, I think he also made like 8 something or 9 something.
This was seat reserved since
The barhead who's
but all the way around. Yeah, which is high.
yeah.
It's high. So that versus connection. So more than 6 years, I see. How many out from here? Near to 16 now. It's still in the car.
It's okay. He didn't. He said, no, he didn't stay. No. That's not enough.
you don't confirm, alas. You look at this. Like come next day, ask your price.
So you can't be military.
No. I've traveled the world anywhere. But boards and the world is somebody asks you and giving you the 60 products. I have to be on the world.
There is no. I'll come back to you.
No, I'll come back to you.
Yeah. But you can't take like 2 days.
You come to send the WhatsApp message with the price. Nothing happen. The only time I say I'll come back to you is after that say the price is 6 o'clock in the evening. Just say bring it 6 o'clock in the evening. That does not mean 6 o'clock in the morning. So I have to be up for that. Then if Europe offers me, they will offer me at 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
That's when they are. When they are if I sell it Vietnam, by the time Vietnam opens, right, and Vietnam closes, Europe has just opened. Sometimes when we get the price, it's 1.5 time for Vietnam to close. So we have to do it in such a way that really works.
Yeah.
So depending on the product, depending on where it's coming from, how it's being shipped.
Basically, you're up the entire night.
That's it. You sign this message is coming about going to the world.
Yeah, I was just wondering what the hell. You could sleep.
I can't. In my morning, I said I'll be up by 5 o'clock. Immediately because both sides are Vietnam. Singapore, Vietnam, but I'm dealing with that side of the world. By 8:30 in the morning, they will ask for a price. You've got to be up and by 5:30.
So Vietnam is a supplier.
Right?
They are supplier.
Buy from me. That's a buy out of Europe.
Oh, right. Okay.
For Europe, that's money you can do. Things like how much is your
Future options. Yeah, he's qualifying.
And what you see here is the qualifying session for race 2, and you see the cars now on track. That's Angelo Senratne in the 720 numbered McLaren. All these cars looking pretty much the same in size and shape, and except the design that changes from color to color. That's Fawzul. You can't miss this guy. It's a psychedelic car. I may be colorblind to somewhat of a level, but the car does have some brilliant livery, and we wait to see who gets the quickest lap time there. 999 being the number that he wants to go by, and Fawzul Alim, Angelo Senratne there with the big CMSC logo on his car. Mad Mobile being the name of his company, which he's sporting on the side of his car. Savi Ratnayaka there. Not much of branding on his car though. Number 21, as he wants to call himself, is in the pro class, as I think they call themselves, the licensing category, I presume. All these drivers will be licensed by the Ceylon Motorsports Club within the next couple of days, and they will be with a e-sport license issued by the Cmsc as the ASN for Sri Lanka, overlooking all motorsport in Sri Lanka. The sky livery on the car is Shah Namarasinghe, and Nirosh Yehan with Apex V1 on as his team. That's Navira Joshua. If I'm not mistaken, Navira, how old is Navira? I thought he was a young boy, but the car looks extremely nice. Sam, this car reminds me of, when you go to Europe and you go walk under those train stations or these underground bridges, you find a lot of graffiti on those walls and these Toa cans putting paint all over. A car looks just like that. Extremely beautiful. The diffusers at the back in different colors, making the car look extremely nice. The car runs a little wide there, and there you see Andrew Sean from Singha Motorsport. Now, I'm not too sure how the Singha came along, whether it is for the Lion of Sri Lanka, or is he sporting this Singha for, oopsie, that was a bit of a moment there for Andrew Sean. But Andrew Sean running with Singha in Thailand. Singha, the team Singha is an extremely renowned team. And this car is Roneth Pereira, RP Racing. Harshana, wow, I like that car, Sam. That's a BMW. I like that car. I like the livery on the car. I like the shoes of Skechers and the number 46, which depicts the very famous motorcycle rider. I like the car. The car, it's all down to MotoGP. And incidentally, this weekend is MotoGP in Qatar. I'm not too sure exactly what happened and who won that event, but we ride on board with Harshana, Nuwan Harshana, Team WRT. Very nice car. the BMW M4, if I'm not mistaken. Very high rear diffuser.
I think the difference between Gran Turismo Sport and Assetto Corsa Competizione is with Gran Turismo Sport and Gran Turismo 7, everybody wants to drive the Porsche. Here, I think the ideal car that they were saying is the McLaren. I don't know why.
But I'm sure from track to track, that would differ.
But for this whole championship, they have already chosen 2 cars.
Okay.
So they cannot go beyond those 2 cars just because it suits the track.
So they've got to identify which car they're driving for the weekend, or they can opt either?
No, you need to identify for the weekend. They need to stick to that particular car for race 1 and race 2. If they don't, they get a 2-point penalty.
Ah, interesting. The plot thickens.
If they change it, they get a 2-point penalty.
So at the moment, we have Andrew Sean, who's on provisional pole, followed by Fawzul Alim, and in third place with Savi Ratnayaka, in fourth Angelo Senratna, in fifth we've got T. Eranga. Now Sam, again, this time the championship has changed somewhat, and we're running with a prize pool. How does this work? It's the first time that kind of mechanism has been used where drivers actually earn money from this championship.
Each point divided into the 2 races.
75.
Yeah.
So each point brings you how much of money?
75.
So 75 rupees per point, and there is a chance of the winner walking away with about 10,000 rupees?
Close to about that.
Oh, that's a lot of money. And everybody who is in the championship, if they win, if they get points, they get money.
They get money.
Ah, it's a nice way of doing things. And I hope the prize pool increases over time with sponsors coming.
Let's hope.
And these drivers actually make money from motorsport. The whole idea of this whole concept is that these drivers are recognized, these drivers are appreciated, and they are actual athletes. They may be in e-sport, but e-sport is actually being looked at by the International Olympic Committee as a Olympic sport.
Correct.
And I'm made to understand that in 2025 the IOC will be coming up again with the eSport Olympics. We haven't really been told what the game is going to be, but I'm told for sure that in the FIA World Motorsport Games, which is going to be in Spain, in Valencia, in October 2024, one of the 2 games that are going to be used is going to be ACC.
ACC, yeah.
And the second one is going to be iRacing.
Yeah.
Now, I'm also being informed that CMSC is going to launch iRacing as well.
2024 is going to be a very exciting year because we will be slowly fading out. Not that we're going to completely take out GTS, that's Gran Turismo Sport. We'll have it like fun event, but we will concentrate on Gran Turismo 7 as well as iRacing and Assetto Corsa Competizione.
So iRacing, we're going to give free games.
Free codes, yeah.
Free game codes.
Yeah.
And it's going to have a multiple number of tracks and multiple number of cars. It's not only going to be F4.
Yes, yeah.
How many tracks, Sam?
There is a lot that is for taking. So we will decide together with, speaking to our individuals from FIA, and we will decide exactly how we're going to do this.
Brilliant. So e-sport is going to develop in 2024.
Very much so.
Free licenses coming along as well as told?
Yes. Everybody will be getting an e-license.
Okay.
Courtesy of Ceylon Motorsports Club.
Free of charge?
Free of charge at the moment, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. And then they have to take an NOC like any other real world racing driver?
Yes, they have to.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something else. The FIA are coming up with an e-sport code. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a code of conduct, a code of ethics.
Okay.
And it's going to be like any other karting or whatever real world sport. There will be an e-sport code coming up. So in future competitions, organizers will have to follow that code. So there will be this list of penalties.
Okay.
There'll be a list of supplement regulations. There'll be the ASRs, everything which will be predetermined, which will make life a lot easier. The second thing is that ASNs will be running championships, and those championships will require a license from an ASN for a competitor to go and take part in another country.
Right. Yeah.
Right? And there also will be a requirement for a no objection certificate. So if a driver has got some kind of a penalty in a championship in his home country, that will be shown in his license.
Right. Okay.
So if there's something he goes and does in an overseas event, that penalty will also be added.
Okay.
Or if there is a suspended sentence,
Okay.
the suspension will come into force.
Right. Okay.
It's like real world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slowly it's coming.
It's coming. So I guess the esports will be the future that we can look forward to. So many things that's going to be happening.
Yes, and there's another new thing coming along. There's going to be a mobile game.
Okay.
There's going to be an esport mobile game, which is going to be a groundbreaking game, which will take the world by storm. Say, and you don't need a laptop, you don't need a PlayStation.
Yeah.
All you will have to do is have your mobile, have data,
Yeah.
and you can play in a FIA championship game.
Right. Okay. That's going to be pretty interesting.
Hey, the numbers will be huge. Huh?
Yeah.
It's all about numbers. So there we have it. Race 2. We've got Andrew Shawn on pole, Fawzul Alim, who's on grid 2, Savi Ratnayaka on grid 3, Angelo Senratna on grid 4, T. Eranga on grid 5. Grid 6 I can't really see, but it's Harshana who will be on grid 6, Nirosh Yashan on grid 7, Sikhal Curio on 8, Ronet Pereira on grid 9, and Suranga or Shan Amarasinghe on grid 10. So we lost 2 drivers in race 2. We had 12 in the first one, if I remember right. No, it shows 11 here, but we had only 10 names in the earlier one. Dinesh Patirana has gone missing. But cars 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are only 10 cars there. There's a grid slot there. I can't understand why that is as well. So one of the cars which actually was there in qualifying or not there in qualifying, I'm not too sure, is not there now. Otherwise there wouldn't be an empty grid slot. So Andrew Shawn, our new pole sitter, will lead the pack on a formation run in about 20 seconds. He will do one formation lap. The cars are allowed to weave, but they have to get back into formation by the red line.
Yeah.
And from there onwards, Andrew will depict the pace that he's got to keep it, and the lights will go off in approximately 5 seconds. The starter will inform them that race 2 is just about to start, and there you see Andrew taking off. Fawzul a little late on that one. He's on the dirty side of the track, which will give him a little less traction, but a clean launch from Andrew Shawn would be ideal into this first corner. And the sun is now setting. It's about 7 p.m. in this summertime at the Nürburgring. 5.1 kilometers, 15 turns. The temperature is about 17 degrees at the moment, and a crosswind of about roughly 9 kilometers in a eastern direction. So there you see it. The wind change is very severe. It changed from east to west. Now it's going to southeast. So the wind direction is very fickle, as one would say, like any kind of weather in Europe.
Very true.
Very fickle.
So race 2 is going to be another 40-minute race. So let's see. And it's getting darker and darker. pretty soon.
So Sam, you're telling me in 40 minutes they might need their headlights?
Might, yeah.
Whoa. I feel sorry for the marshals who are standing out on track.
It's a long day for them.
It's a long day for them. But you have to give it to the developers of these games. The reality of the graphics is phenomenal. You can see the amount of rubber that's got thrown out onto the gravel track there, which is so realistic. You can see the light panels flashing whenever there's an incident. It's amazing how these guys make these games. The helicam giving a beautiful view of the entire circuit. The overhead gantry just after the Michael Schumacher S's, and these guys coming to the little straight before the...
I think they've already got their lights on.
Yes, they do. A lot like Le Mans with the LMPs. These cars looking very nice. In the evening, a bit of a sundown here on a Saturday night. Whoops, that was a little bit of a close call there. Everybody jockeying at this moment, trying to see when Andrew Sean is going to make a run for it. The pack needs to be a tighter bunch. They're too spread out at the moment. And there you see Fawzul getting on to the slipstream just parallel to Andrew Sean, as we will have a race start. Very nice formation. The drivers are super disciplined, and a very poor start from Andrew Sean. That was not a good start. I think it will be interesting to see the Porsche there having a bit of a moment. Thankfully, Andrew outbreaks himself, loses 2 spots, and Savi Ratnayaka, I think, got into the lead there. Yes, that little incident of an overrun by... Oh, that was an unfortunate incident there. A racing incident there by Fawzul. He tried to get onto the inside of Savi, lost it completely under acceleration. I think that was really unfortunate. Now Savi really trying his darnest there to get the better of Sean before Sean gets going. I think in the melee of all this, Angelo Senratna also lost a place. He was third when he started off, or he was fourth when he started off, but he's lost that place to Nirosh Yeshan, and Angelo creeping down the inside, beautifully done there. Angelo saw the gap there because of Nirosh Yeshan running a little wide. Fawzul has dropped down to 7th, but he's a brilliant driver, Fawzul, that boy. He will come up, he will make sure that within the 38 minutes that he has, that he is going to give these front runners a run for their money. He's already got quite close to Shan Amarasinghe, and it will be not too long before Shan sees that psychedelic McLaren in his mirrors. There you see it, Shan wobbling a little bit. Beautiful exit from there, but I'm not too sure. No, not going to stick there. Shan absolutely defending him, the line there, making that the widest car ever built by McLaren. Again, this whole that car, what is that car? Oh, that's my favorite car, the BMW. It had phenomenal braking, Sam. It came down that straight, and there you see Shan Amarasinghe keeping it on the right where he rightfully should be, squeezing Fawzul a little bit. Fawzul almost at extremely lovely line by Fawzul. He did the undercut there, He never saw it coming. Poor Shan didn't see that one happen to him. And Shan is now going to be taken by Harshana as well. Harshana is driving, in my books, the prettiest car on the grid here. I love that car. I think it looks really hot. And only Rossi could have ever, if he would have seen this, it would have been brilliant. It's trying everything he knows in the book, and there you see it happening there, as we have Savi Ratnayaka is 16 seconds. What on earth happened there? Sam, did you see it?
Yeah.
Was it an racing incident or was it?
No. You did automatic penalty.
Have an eye on that one.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate when that happens, because it really messes up the whole thing. It's 36 minutes, Sam. When we do look at the review, we have to look at it. If there is no penalty given, we have to give a penalty on that one. Not really on. Can we ride on board with Andrew Shawn again to see where Andrew Shawn is? So Andrew Shawn in the lead there. We've already had Curio, who's already gone to the pits, and Savi trying to take the undercut there, but that particular line is a bit of a tough one, and in the process Angelo trying to catch Savi and Andrew. So the Ferrari being caught by two McLarens, and Angelo in true style trying to keep his car in the orange of a McLaren. Just Andrew, keep that car on the course, as we have car number 4 Yeshan now also joining this fray. On the inside there, he closes the door just enough. Beautiful driving by Andrew Shawn. Just the right amount of controlled aggression by him on that curve. Just cuts right across Savi. Very legal move there. You can't do two weaves when you're driving on a circuit like this. You're only allowed one weave in a lateral direction, where you can cover your track, but not a second lateral move. So there you see it. Andrew Shawn getting a little bit of sunlight between himself and Savi braking a little later. I'm not sure what kind of steering wheels and pedals these boys are driving with, but whatever they are using, it's a darn good deal that they're doing. And you see Andrew Shawn now not really pulling away. A 1:55.295 being his lap time. He's a little quicker than Savi on that one. And Andrew, very neat lines. You know, the main thing, Sam, in motorsport, if you come to race, use the full width of the track. Because you paid an entry fee for the full width of the track and not half the track.
Yeah.
So you drift the car all the way and make sure that you get a brilliant exit. Some of these guys, while driving, I see they're only using half the width of the track. And when you do use that, you've got your slip angle of your tire is a little sharper.
Yeah.
As soon as you get a sharper slip angle of your tire, you are going to scrub more speed. As soon as you scrub speed, your exit speed is going to drop. So it's all about how smooth you are. You watch Andrew, he drives very, very beautifully. His lines are a little wider, whereas you will find Savi keeping a tighter line. As soon as you keep the tighter line, your exit speed is compromised.
Correct, yeah.
But having said that, again in motorsport, the theory is don't follow. Use a different line.
Yeah.
Try to stay in the mirror of your opponent, because the more you hassle him, the quicker he'll make a mistake.
Yeah. True.
So Savi is technically doing the right thing, and Angelo in the background, all he's doing is waiting for these two guys to make a mistake. I know Angelo.
That's what he's doing.
I know Angelo. Angelo is a master of this whole process. And where exactly is our friend Fawzul? I'm very curious to see him come up the grid. Fawzul, there he is, a little bit by himself from what I see. The gap is about 6.9 to the guy behind him, but the gap from Fawzul to Yeshan is how much? Sam, can we go to Yeshan, then we can see what the gap to Fawzul is. So there you see it, the gap to Fawzul is 9 seconds. That's a bit of a tough one. That's a lot. And Yeshan is battling with
Fawzul. Yeah.
No.
I think Eranga is a lap down.
Eranga is a lap down. Yeah, that's right. So Eranga is basically following Yeshan.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Can we go back to the top three again? There's a very close run there as we ride on board with Angelo, but Andrew Sean has been overtaken by Savi.
Okay.
This is a battle which is going to go down to the wire because Andrew is not going to be a happy chappy on this one.
No.
He has to make his move soon because we're already 10 minutes down into the game. Now, let me throw a herring into this whole thing. As Savi pulls away, Angelo is going to be in that monstrosity of a orange McLaren, right? They're all driving McLarens, fine. But, no, they're not. Andrew Sean is in a Ferrari.
Andrew Sean is a Ferrari.
Is a Ferrari.
But you need to keep in mind, there has to be a mandatory pit stop.
The pit stop will be interesting.
Yeah.
But the issue is this, that the times are seesawing. That's a lunge there. I think Savi was very early on the brakes. He got on the brakes extremely early. He's bunching Andrew Sean up with Angelo. Angelo getting a far better drive out of the AMG corner. Beautiful defensive drive by Andrew. He takes it on the inside. Tells Angelo, if you want to go around me, and that's never going to happen in that corner. It's a lovely trio of cars, a sandwich as one would call it, two McLaren sandwiching a Ferrari. 7:16 p.m. sundown, and Savi Ratnayaka leads Andrew Sean, who leads Angelo Senratna. There again, Andrew a little raggedy out of that corner. I didn't quite give brownie points for the way he came out of that one because he could have had it a little smoother because Angelo was not going to do a dive bomb on him. And if it was me, I would have. But Angelo is a gentleman, unlike me. He wouldn't do that. He's keeping it nice and clean. There you see again Andrew's front trying to defy the laws of gravity and trying to go in a different direction to what Andrew wants it to go. And Andrew now coming under a little bit of pressure, but I must say that Andrew does have a lot more brake pressure on his foot, that he brakes a little later. And who is the second of our pit stops? Oh, is Ronetz. He is already in the pits for his mandatory pit stop, and Fawzul is still trying to catch the pack here. There's quite a bit of a gap there as Savi leads this trio. Not extremely impressed with either one, who's not making a lunge down the other side and making us have to wait for the action to take place a little longer. Sam, in Gran Turismo, they do a fuel and they do a tire change.
Yeah.
Do they do it here?
You can opt to. Yeah, you have to do a tire change.
But we don't see them doing it.
No, we don't.
Not like in Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo, you see a physical tire change happening and you can see which compound of tire they're going to use. And is there a change of compound in tire, or they have to use the same tire, or there's no restriction on the compound?
You have to change it.
Okay.
You have to change it. You can't be running the same soft the second time.
So you've got to change it to a medium or a hard.
Yeah. So you need to have your strategy before you start.
So which is why some people are doing 3-4 laps and coming in for the hard tires for the long haul. Now you're talking. But we sitting here can't really see what kind of tires they're using. No, okay. So Gran Turismo, we have that option to see how much of fuel, how much of tires left in the vehicle. Okay. Our telemetries are not that advanced. Speaking of which, that was very close. And unfortunate there, extremely unfortunate. Andrew Sean got a little rattled on that one. This is what Angelo Senratna thrives by. He is a master of just sitting in the background and waiting for the other man to make the mistake. He did this in his karting career when he raced karts. I've seen him over and over again do this. He's a cool-headed customer who just sits around and waits for the other man to make the mistake. I think something is wrong with Andrew. Again, I thought I saw him go off wide again. He did, didn't he? Yeah, he ran a little too wide. Concentration a little bit, getting a little raggedy on this one. And there you see now Angelo reading the right act to Savi. Savi trying very hard not to light up his tires. Interesting times. And I'm also told that the Cmsc is organizing a Christmas special on Gran Turismo, as well as Dirt Rally 2023 or Dirt Rally 2.0, where there will be a gravel race on both, one mass start and one rally on gravel. I remember some time ago the CMSC ran the Honda, the 1600s at a gravel event. Yeah, they did. And all these cars were branded like they're real world cars. And I saw there was a Maxi's car, and there was a Irfan Fuad brought his car with what was it? Oh, that was unfortunate. I think these guys had a bit of a coming together there. Oh, come on, guys. This has to be kept clean. In minute number 24. And that incident allowed Fawzul and Sean and Angelo to trade places. Thoroughly unfortunate. Sam, can we go down to watch what has happened there? We ride on board with car number 2, Andrew Sean. Who's car number 2 in the whole process? So car number 2 is yes. So car number 2 thankfully is Andrew Sean still. We will not look into a penalty on this one purely because Angelo Sanratna, who did create the whole melee, didn't really have a benefit out of it. He lost out and has lost 2 places, so there will be no further investigation on that. He's already paid a price by what he did. But in the process, Andrew Sean did manage to pull away on this one. And in 3rd place is Fawzul Alim. I'm not too sure what the gap between Fawzul Alim and... So there was a bit of a weird situation there where, was that Roneth who let Fawzul go? Yes, I think so. Yep. And Angelo is 6.5 seconds away from Fawzul. There you get, yeah, when one is going down into the first corner, the other one is somewhere in the middle of the first corner. There you see, that's Angelo there. He's about 4.5 seconds away from Fawzul. So Fawzul Aleem at the moment leading this race, because Savi Ratnayaka and quite a few of the guys, Savi Ratnayaka, Angelo Ratna and Andrew Shawn, 1, 2, 3, who previous 1, 2, 3 are already in the pits, and as a result Fawzul has got elevated to lead this race. Unfortunate that Fawzul, who was on grid 2, had an incident in turn 3, between turn 3 and turn 4 to be honest, and that incident, which was created by himself, made him fall and lose many places on the track. And there you see Harshana, if I'm not mistaken. Harshana is now chasing Roneth. Yes. So Roneth is technically a lap down, if I'm not mistaken. Roneth needs to move and let the lapped car go. That's quite good. Could have done it a little earlier, but that's okay. All's fair in love and war. And there you see Harshana on his way to finish another lap. But realistically, Fawzul and Harshana, neither have actually done a pit stop. Neither has Shah Amarasinghe. And there, the commentators update, Fawzul does come in for a pit stop. So Andrew Shawn, Harshana now leads the race. In second place will be Savi Ratnayaka, and in third place will be Andrew Shawn, I think. Third place should be Andrew Shawn.
Yeah.
But realistically, when things fall into place, Savi Ratnayaka should be leading this, and followed by Andrew Shawn. Fawzul Aleem should be third, and Angelo should be fourth. We're riding on board with Savi Ratnayaka just to understand where in the grander scale of things he is. We'll have to go past the start finish line to understand exactly the position, because for some reason we can't really get the actual lock on the positions. According to our records, Nirosh Yeshan is in second place even after a pit stop, which is very weird. Nevertheless, let's see how it goes. There may have been a penalty somewhere which Savi Ratnayaka would have had to mete out and lose sometime somewhere in the pits or somewhere, which has ultimately resulted in him losing out on that legendary first place. So Savi Ratnayaka is at the moment second, Harshana first. There you have it. When Savi goes in now, we should be getting a better reading of where he is. Savi Ratnayaka 1:55.412, still a full second off his fastest lap. And there is Fawzul Alim in third place. The gap between Fawzul and Savi, not too sure, it must be a good 10 seconds, I guess. 2.3 seconds according to the timesheets. Not really sure how accurate that one is, because it looks a little bit more than 2.3 seconds. Nevertheless, we trust the timings on the screen and we wait to see where everybody is in the Grand Circuit of Kings. 16.3 or 16.5 minutes remaining in this race. 7:30 the time, and still the track temperature has not changed. It's 16 degrees. The wind still blowing in different directions as you are watching the Ceylon Motorsports Club Race at Home ACC Round 2 Race 2. We've got a star-studded lineup of drivers from different parts of the world taking part in this, as Savi Ratnayaka is getting hounded now by Fawzul Alim, or not too sure who that is. Whoever that is, that person is trying to unlap himself. No, it's not Savi, it's somebody else. My apologies on that one. So Fawzul Alim is 12.9 seconds away from Savi Ratnayaka.
Angelo has dropped to 6th place.
Angelo had a bit of a moment there, and after that his momentary lapse of concentration, he lost out and now is all the way down. And the last of our pit stop boys, Shan Amarasinghe, now comes in for his mandatory pit stop and tyre change. There are two other cars in the pits, one being Curio, the other one being Yeshan. So Savi Ratnayaka leads Fawzul Alim, and I'll wait for the timesheets. There you have it, 11.8 seconds, the gap between Savi and Fawzul Alim. Fawzul actually was a little further down and has been clawing into Savi's time, and I think Savi has also reacted and then started putting the hammer down, as one would call it, to make sure that he does also keep the same times that Fawzul is doing, so that at any point of time Fawzul doesn't make a lunge to make the place stick. There's 14 minutes remaining in this race, and we wait eagerly to see who is going to take the prize pool, the winning amount for this prize, for this race, and take a go around with the highest prize pool for the weekend. One more car in the pits, that's Curio, and the other car coming out of the pits is so there you have it. There's one person who's got a penalty, I think, Shan Amarasinghe. It says SG 30, whatever that means.
That's another penalty. Stop the penalty.
You're right, Sam. A stop-go penalty of 30 seconds means he out of that one. That's a really long stop-go penalty. The disparity in some of these is very big, as Fawzul is 14.8 seconds adrift from Savi now, and Sean is 23 seconds, and Harshana is 26. It's a bit of a long gap in these cars. There's no one really giving it a bit of a fight.
back marker. Sean Anderson. Okay, that's nice. He's very in go.
Shan Amarasinghe, being a thorough gentleman, letting Saviratnayaka, the leader of this race, go through. Shan, one lap down, is now coming into the pits, as I can see. I think he's having a bit of anxiety with the tires there. His second pit stop, I presume. Oh, he's coming in for a stop go. He's coming to serve his stop go. No tires and no fuel allowed on this particular stop go, because he's serving a penalty. He can go around and come back again if he needs to do any kind of repair on the car. Savi Ratnayaka, car number 21, still leads the pack. We still haven't seen Shan serve his penalty, although he did go into the pits. There you go. Shan has served his penalty and has come out in 7th place. Angelo has managed to retrieve or revive his reputation and come 5th in the event in race 2 so far. Not too bad, given the fact that Angelo did have quite a bit of a bad time there. Beautifully done over the curbs. Fawzul Alim, 18 point. That first corner, extremely difficult to get the balance of the car, because the camber of the corner is very tight. If you stand in that corner, Sam, it's very difficult to see the inside of the corner. I've been there and I've stood there, and trust me, you can't. The drop after the pit exit, the drop into that first corner and the right-hander is huge. You really have to get the car balanced right if you are to get the front and the rear to bite properly. The rotation of the car has to be spot on. And there we ride on with Fawzul Alim, who's about 13 seconds adrift from Savi Ratnayaka, who's leading this race. Beautiful lines there, very different lines, making use of the traction of the exit of the corner. Beautiful, feathering the throttle, just getting it up the hill. And there you see Fawzul Alim dropping 2-3 gears, pulling it out nicely into that right-hander, throttling it ever so lightly, gently, featherweight, and then plants it flat out into this straight up the right-hander, braking after the 50-meter board. Nicely done. Oh, that was not too good. That was not good. Compromise his exit speed there, and as soon as you compromise your speed there in that corner, it's going to affect your top speed at the end of the straight. I think he may have lost some time there as well. 7 minutes and a bit left in this race. As we go into the twilight bit of the race, Savi Ratnayaka leads this race from from Aleem, who is now almost 18 seconds apart. Andrew Shawn still in third place. Brilliant drive from him too. And in fourth place is N. Harshana. Six minutes more to go, and we ride on board with. Oh, what happened there? Tight corner there again. This area will be very beautiful. The car doing a nice rotatory turn there. Long sweeping left-hander, and Savi Ratnayaka keeps the car all together, and the lap time is around 13.6 seconds. 5 minutes more, Sam. Your predictions?
I would say that Fawzul Aleem will make the difference.
He's far back, isn't it?
Well, not exactly.
He's got 12.8 seconds to catch Sam. Bit tough. In 4 minutes and a bit, catching 12.6 seconds, that's a tough one.
Yeah, true.
If you
talk about Nürburgring.
You're talking about Nürburgring, 5.1 kilometers, 15 corners. Catching that much in that short span is tough. If he should have, he would have. And if he could have, he would have by now. And he hasn't. Which means he's settled in for his second spot. Now the gap between Fawzul and Andrew Shawn is about 12 seconds there as well. Right? So there too, there's not much hope. The gap between Harshana and Andrew Shawn is about 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And the gap between Angelo and Harshana is 5. So overall, that's where it is. Coming back to the championships that we are planning on running, the Gran Turismo GT7 will be on dirt. It will be a gravel race with 12 starters in Honda Civics. And that will be interesting to watch. And the rally is going to be an 8-day affair.
Yeah.
Between the 23rd and the 30th, where we will have 4 rallies. Each rally will be 2 days, 8 stages per rally, and each rally will accumulate points.
Correct.
And again, we'll have the same point structure for that as well. So it's important that everybody runs the rallies and make sure that they complete. Because if they are out of one, they can't start the other.
Yeah.
So 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes 48 seconds to be realistic. And Savi Ratnayaka can smell victory there. He won race 1, round 1.
Round 1, yeah.
He won race 2 in round 1, and he's going to, looks like he's provisionally going to win round 2, race 2, because Fawzul Aleem, his biggest contender, managed to win the first race through sheer talent and sheer determination that Fawzul managed to do that. So there you see Fawzul there trying his Danas there, but Saviratnayaka still 12.2 seconds ahead of Fawzul. He's maintaining that gap. I'm sure once they're done with this, they must be extremely tired, because you're talking of a 10-minute qualifier, a 40-minute race. In total, you're looking at almost 2 hours. The car sliding around a little bit, the tires giving a little bit of trouble to Fawzul. I can see the car snaking a little bit, and Fawzul also not trying to push it too much, knowing very well that in 1 minute and 19 seconds he's not going to catch 11 seconds unless Savi does something extremely drastic and goes off. So Mohammad Fawzul Aleem, as you see on his glass, MFA, is now heading for his second podium as we ride on board with Saviratnayaka in this last bit of the race. Saviratnayaka in a pro class license that you get, as we see him in the last bit of the race. If he finishes this race before if the clock goes off before he comes to the checkered flag, that will be his last lap. But if he goes past the checkered flag, which I think he will, that will be one more lap where Fawzul can make an attempt to win this. If I would have been Savi, I would have eased off a little bit and finished this race in this lap itself without trying to go for another one. But Savi, being Savi, decided he's going to go for it, and one more lap and we will know who the winner of round 2 race 2 is. Saviratnayaka and Fawzul Aleem have had this right from the start. I think in the championship too they're contending very closely along with Angelo Senratna. Angelo, unfortunately today, only managing to secure a 4th or 5th place in this particular round. I can't see Angelo's 5th there, so he's got a 3rd and a 5th, which is really good because it jumbles up all the points and makes a third and final round, which is next weekend, extremely interesting. Sam?
Yeah. Because last weekend Savi was dominating the whole event. He had the fastest lap as well as both events, race 1 and race 2. He won the whole event.
Sam, who got fastest lap in race 1?
Savi.
In today's race?
Today's race, I believe it could be between Angelo and Savi.
What about Fawzul?
I think.
But it must be recorded somewhere.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Can we go on board with ride with Savi, because it must be the end of the race? Saviratnayaka wins race 2 in round 2 as he takes the checkered flag as another win for Savi, and we'll ride on board with Fawzul, who now takes the checkered flag for position 2. Fawzul Aleem from SRL Sri Lanka. Andrew Sean there, who just went past the start finish line. Brilliant drive by Andrew as well. Controlled aggression to another level, and he does well. In 5th place or in 4th place is N. Harshana. And there you see all the cars back in the pits, ladies and gentlemen. We wish you a good night and hope that we see you next week when we have the third and the final round of the Ceylon Motorsports Club Race at Home Championship ACC 2023. Good night, stay safe, and be good. What first time?
Start. Australians.
Who said this to you?
I did. I sent a team.
Yeah, this is not problem. Your household has automatically gone down the way. There is only the problem. He did not take an advantage. No, I want to see the instant on this one. This guy is talking about. Can you get this guy online? This guy, if you want this guy, do you become? You want him?
Next weekend.
This weekend, tomorrow.
very much.